You don't wake up with greatness. You don't wake up successful. You don't wake up fulfilled with confidence, peace, and power unless you've earned it. And you don't earn it once. You earn it every single day. That's the truth. You want success. You want that life? Then you better show up like it's game day. Every day, because every day is a tryout. Every morning you open your eyes. Life is asking, do you really want it? Are you really built for this? You're not entitled to anything just because you dreamed it. You've got to grind, you've got to hustle, and you've got to bleed for it daily. See, we live in a world now where everybody wants a shortcut. Everybody wants to manifest their dreams without movement. Everybody wants to visualize their future without building it brick by brick by brick. But the problem is, the universe doesn't reward wishes. It rewards work. It rewards the person who's consistent when nobody's watching. It rewards the one who's disciplined on the days they don't feel motivated. You don't get the results from the work you did one time. You get the results from what you do repeatedly, day after day. Because success is rented, and the rent is due every single day. You don't deserve the win until you work for the win. Let me be clear. You don't deserve peace until you wrestle with the pain. You don't deserve to walk in purpose until you've crushed the excuses. We got people out here who haven't shown up in months, who skipped the process, who took days off from their grind, yet they're mad because the results haven't arrived. Listen to me. You are not entitled to the outcome if you skip the process. You are not allowed to complain about the harvest if you never planted the seed. Stop expecting blessings from work you never did. Life ain't handing out trophies to people who just want it. Life is handing out trophies to people who earned it. And hear me, success doesn't owe you. You owe success. Stop thinking the world is supposed to recognize your value just because you have potential. Nobody pays for potential, they pay for performance. Nobody hires you, promotes you, partners with you because of what you could do. They invest because of what you consistently prove you can do. You've got to deliver. You've got to show up before the opportunity comes knocking. You've got to earn your seat at the table before you ever get invited into the room. Stop waiting to be discovered. Start earning your visibility with undeniable discipline and energy. Nobody owes you anything, and that's the beauty of it. Because when you earn it, nobody can take it away. Discipline is the price of admission. You don't just stroll into greatness. You've got to sacrifice for it. You've got to say no to comfort. You've got to say no to distractions. You've got to say no to that old version of yourself that keeps whispering, it's okay to take a day off. It's okay to be lazy today. No, it's not okay. Because while you're resting, somebody else is grinding. While you're relaxing, somebody else is building their dream. You don't get to show up half-hearted and expect full results. You want to be respected, want to be remembered, want to be rewarded? Then pay the price every single day. And don't talk about what you're going to do. Don't post about your hustle. Show up in silence. Grind in the dark. Be so good that they can't ignore you when the lights come on. Be so focused that the noise around you becomes irrelevant. Success isn't always about the big moves. It's in the tiny, consistent decisions you make every day. It's in the sacrifices nobody sees. It's in the moments when you choose discipline over desire. Don't let your mouth work harder than your grind. Let your work speak volumes, because real champions don't beg for respect. They earn it. Your habits must match your hustle. You can't have lazy habits and expect elite outcomes. You can't say you want to be the best and then sleep like the rest. Your routine should scream, I want greatness. Your actions should look like someone preparing to dominate. If your habits aren't aligned with your goals, you're not chasing success. You're chasing fantasies. Don't talk about being legendary if your habits are average. Don't talk about excellence if your discipline is weak. Your habits either prepare you for war or prepare you to lose it. Sacrifice is the currency of greatness. What are you willing to give up? Are you willing to give up sleep? Are you willing to give up approval? Are you willing to give up entertainment, comfort, popularity, whatever it takes? Because you can't keep everything and still rise. You've got to drop some things to go up. You've got to walk away from the familiar if you want to become phenomenal. And I get it, sacrifice hurts. But what hurts more? Sacrifice now or regret later. Pain is temporary, regret is forever. If it costs you comfort but buys you destiny, it's worth it. If it costs you a season of struggle but unlocks a lifetime of purpose, it's worth it. And in the end, you don't get what you wish for, you get what you earn. You don't reap what you want, you reap what you work for. Daily, you get out what you put in. If you put in excuses, you get regrets. If you put in discipline, you get results. If you grind today, you eat tomorrow. There is no magic in this, only effort, only consistency, only work. You either show up and earn your place or you stay stuck in a cycle of a what if. The choice is yours. Not once, but every single day. And that's the truth most people don't want to hear. But if you're still listening, it means you're one of the few who's ready to rise, ready to push past average, ready to sacrifice for legacy. So go earn it. Not just today, earn it every day. Every day is a tryout. Every single morning you wake up, the world is watching. Life doesn't give out free contracts or guaranteed position. You don't get to show up one day and coast the next. This isn't high school where you make the team once and ride the bench for a whole season. No, this is real life. This is the league of greatness. And in this league, you've got to earn your spot every single day. The problem with too many people is they think because they did something yesterday, they can relax today. They think yesterday's effort secures today's opportunity. That mindset is why most people never make it past average. Because the moment you think you've arrived, the moment you stop grinding like you're trying to make the team, that's the moment you start losing. You have to wake up with hunger every day. You have to approach your craft, your dream, your goal, your purpose with the same urgency as someone trying to prove they belong. You've got to grind like you're broke, like you got nothing to fall back on, like you're still on the outside looking in. Because when you lose that fire, when you start coasting, life has a funny way of humbling you. You see, there's someone out there who wants what you had. There's someone out there who's hungrier, who's waking up at 4 a.m. while you're hitting the snooze button. There's someone out there who's studying when you're scrolling, who's sacrificing when you're comfortable. And when it's all said and done, talent won't matter. It's the person who prepared like every day was judgment day that will win. Every day is a tryout. Means you have to reprove your commitment, your passion, your work ethic, and your focus. You don't just talk about it. You show. You put your head down and work like you've never accomplished anything before. You execute with excellence, not because somebody's watching, but because that's who you are. You put in the extra reps, the extra hours, the extra effort, not for applause, not for validation, but because that's the standard you set for yourself. You can't afford to live off yesterday's sweat. Yesterday's grind won't open today's door. Too many people fall into this trap of thinking consistency means repetition. No, consistency means showing up with the same intensity, the same fire, the same passion every single time. It means being relentless in your pursuit. No matter how tired you are, no matter how unmotivated you feel, no matter how much you've already done. You've got to remind yourself that what you did yesterday was the audition for today. And today is another opportunity to earn your right to keep going. If you're not improving, you're declining. If you're not progressing, you're regressing. That's the truth. The moment you stop grinding is the moment you start falling behind. There's a certain level of accountability that comes with greatness. When you decide you want to be elite, when you say you want to be the best at what you do, you lose the right to make excuses. You lose the right to show up late. You lose the right to take days off mentally because every day is a tryout. You are either proving you belong or proving you don't. And the crazy part is you don't always get to decide when the tryout ends. Sometimes it ends when you least expect it. That opportunity you thought you had time for, gone. That promotion you thought was coming, taken by somebody who showed up like every moment mattered. This is why you have to stay locked in. This is why you have to move with urgency, with focus, with purpose. You've got to be intentional about every step you take. You don't have time to waste. You don't have the luxury of saying, I'll get serious tomorrow. Tomorrow's not promised. All you've got is today. And the question is, did you earn it? Did you earn your progress today? Did you earn your growth today? Did you earn your future today? Or did you show up halfway, go through the motions, and expect full results? You gotta stop living like life owes you something. You gotta stop thinking success is a reward for participation. Success is a reward for domination. It's a reward for the one who prepared when no one else did, for the one who kept pushing when everyone else gave up. You gotta wake up like you still got something to prove, because you do. You gotta carry yourself like the underdog, even if you're already on top. That mindset, that's what keeps you coming. That's what keeps you dangerous. That's what keeps you great. You're not competing with other people. You're competing with the version of you that gave 100% yesterday. You're chasing your own standard. You're fighting to become better than you were the day before. That's the real challenge. And the only way to win that challenge is to treat every day like it's the last day you'll get to prove yourself. That's how champions think. That's how legends are made. Not in one big moment, but in the thousands of little moments where they chose to earn it again and again and again and again. You want to be successful? Then stop showing up sometimes. Stop turning it on and off. Stop letting your feelings dictate your actions. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. Consistency doesn't wait for motivation. You either do the work or you don't. You either act like today's your tryout or you let someone else take your spot. Because make no mistake, life is keeping score. And every day you slack, every day you cheat the grind, every day you give less than your best, someone else is stacking wins. Someone else is earning what you say you want. I'm telling you right now, you don't get to take a breath until the work is done. You don't get to relax until you pay your dues. And even then, you keep going, because excellence isn't a destination. It's a way of life. Every day you wake up is another chance to show what you're made of, another chance to build your legacy, another chance to let your actions scream louder than your words. So don't waste it. Don't take it for granted. Don't coast through it like you got time to burn. You don't. You gotta be urgent. You gotta be intentional. You gotta be relentless. Because there's a scoreboard, whether you see it or not. And life's not grading you on what you meant to do. It's grading you on what you actually did. So if you want to earn that win, if you want that dream, if you want that goal, then show up like it's your tryout every single day. Give everything you got. Leave no doubt. Be so consistent, so dedicated, so focused that nobody can deny you. Be the one who earns it, not once, but every single day. You don't deserve to win until you work for it. That's the truth most people avoid. They want the results. They want the recognition. They want the spotlight, but they don't want to sweat for it. They don't want to bleed for it. They don't want to bleed for it. They don't want to sacrifice sleep, comfort, distractions, or excuses. But life doesn't reward desire. It rewards discipline. Life doesn't care how bad you want it if you're not willing to grind for it. There's a price for the win, and it's paid in full effort, full commitment. Every single day, the win isn't given, it's earned. The championship doesn't go to the team that wants it more. It goes to the team that prepares harder, executes sharper, and refuses to quit when it gets hard. The trophy doesn't belong to the dreamer. It belongs to the doers. Everybody talks about wanting to be successful. Everybody talks about wanting to rise, to break through, to level up. But talking doesn't win the race. Wishes don't write checks. Only work does. You have to stop feeling entitled to results you didn't earn. You have to stop thinking just because you showed up, just because you had a good day, just because you tried hard once, that it's supposed to happen for you. That's not how this works. The win isn't waiting for you because of your potential. It's waiting on your proof. And your proof is your performance, day in and day out. Your proof is how you show up when it's hard, how you execute when it's uncomfortable, how you keep pushing when the applause stops. You want to be great? Then stop waiting to feel like it and start acting like it. Stop waiting for inspiration and start building discipline. The work doesn't care about your mood. The dream doesn't care about your excuses. The only thing that matters is whether you're doing what it takes to earn the outcome. Not what it takes to feel good. Not what it takes to feel good. Not what it takes to look busy. What it takes to win. And let me be clear, winning isn't just about crossing the finish line. It's about conquering yourself. It's about waking up and choosing the grind over the comfort. Choosing sacrifice over shortcuts. Choosing growth over ego. Every day you're in competition with the version of you that wants to take the easy route. Every day you're battling against the temptation to settle. And every day you either rise or you retreat. There's no neutral. You're either getting better or you're getting beat. The win is reserved for those who are willing to do what others won't. It's for the one who trains while everyone else rests. It's for the one who studies while others scroll. It's for the one who stays locked in while the world is distracted. The win is earned by the one who embraces the pain, who leans into the process, who gets up after failure and says, let's go again. You don't get the victory until you earn it in your habits, your discipline, your grind. Too many people want to skip steps. They want the results without the reps. They want the spotlight without the solitude. They want the glory without the grind. And that's why they lose. That's why they never see the breakthrough. Because they're chasing comfort, not greatness. They're looking for easy, and greatness doesn't live there. You don't deserve the win just because you suffered. You deserve the win because you worked while you suffered. Because you stayed consistent through the suffering. Because you didn't let the suffering stop the mission. The process is brutal. It will stretch you. It will test your patience, your character, your resilience. And that's the point. Because the win isn't just about what you get. It's about who you become. The grind is shaping you. It's building your mind. It's teaching you how to stand when everything is falling apart. And if you skip that, if you try to rush that, if you try to fake your way through it, the wind will slip through your fingers every time. You gotta own the fact that there are no shortcuts. There are no hacks to mastery. There are no fast tracks to success that don't demand sacrifice. Every champion you admire, every name you know, every legacy that lasts, it was built on work. Long, grueling, unsexy work. Behind the scenes grind, early mornings, late nights, rejection, sweat, silence. That's the price. And if you're not paying it, stop expecting to win. You can't buy greatness with opinions. You can't earn success with shortcuts. You can't achieve excellence with part-time effort. It's not about doing enough to get by. It's about doing more than enough because that's who you are. It's about holding yourself to a higher standard because average isn't acceptable. It's about pushing yourself even when no one's watching, even when no one believes in you, even when the results haven't shown up yet. Because you know they will if you keep showing up. You've got to stop chasing outcomes and start committing to effort. You've got to stop measuring your progress by what you see and start measuring it by what you're building. The results will come, but only when you've proven that you're ready for them. And the proof isn't in your words. It's in your work. It's in your consistency. It's in your refusal to quit. That's how you show the world and yourself that you deserve the win. You want to be a champion? Then stop asking, when will it happen? And start asking, what more can I do today? Stop looking at the scoreboard and start focusing on the standard. The standard is what separates the pros from the amateurs. The standard is what separates the winners from the wishers. You gotta raise your standard until your name becomes synonymous with excellence, until your habits reflect your hunger, until your work ethic makes excuses irrelevant. You don't need more motivation. You need more execution. You don't need more people to believe in you. You need to believe in doing the work when it's hard, when it's boring, when it's lonely. That's where the win is earned. Not on game day, not under the lights, but in the dark, when no one is clapping, when no one is watching, when no one sees you, and you show up anyway. That's when you deserve it. When you've proven that your effort doesn't depend on feelings. When you've shown that your hustle doesn't waver with the weather. When you've stayed locked in through the highs and the lows. That's when you know you've earned the right to win. That's when you walk into the room with confidence, not because you hope to win, but because you know you've already put in the work. You've already paid the price. The win doesn't go to the talented. It doesn't go to the gifted. It doesn't go to the chosen. It goes to the committed. It goes to the one who shows up day after day, not for praise, not for recognition, but because they refuse to live a life of regret. It goes to the one who trains their mind to believe that nothing is too hard, nothing is impossible, and nothing can stop them if they don't stop themselves. So if you really want it, earn it. Every rep, every step, every decision, every moment, earn it in your attitude, earn it in your preparation, earn it in your sacrifice. And when the win finally comes, it won't surprise you because you'll know it was never about luck. It was never about luck. It was never about talent. It was never about timing. It was always about work. You didn't just want the win. You worked for it. You didn't just wish for it. You earned it. Success doesn't owe you. You owe it. That's the mindset shift that changes everything. The moment you stop walking around like success is supposed to show up just because you tried, just because you wanted, just because you had a tough childhood or a rough start in life. And you start realizing that success is a reward system based on what you give, not what you feel entitled to. That's the moment everything begins to shift in your favor. Because success doesn't come to the ones who sit back and wait for it. It comes to the ones who step up and work for it. You owe success your time, your focus, your energy, your sacrifice. You owe it consistency. You owe it long nights and early mornings. You owe it every ounce of effort you can give, and then some. You see, success doesn't operate on feelings. It doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care if life has been unfair. It doesn't care if you failed before. Success is built on principles, and those principles demand payment up front. No tag, no credit, no delays. You pay now or you don't get in. The reason most people never get what they want in life is because they're too busy keeping score. They're measuring how much they've done versus how much they've gotten. And the moment they feel like they've done enough, they stop, they coast, they complain. They feel like success has cheated them. But success doesn't cheat. It just doesn't respond to half effort. It doesn't respond to weak intention. It only responds to full commitment. You owe success your mindset. You owe it a mentality that says, I will not stop until. Now I will try for a while and see. Now I'll put in effort as long as it's comfortable. But he will not stop until I've done what I said I was going to do. That level of determination, that's what success respects. That's when doors start opening. That's when momentum starts building. Not because success finally decided to show up, because you finally showed up fully. Too many people are negotiating with success. They're trying to get a deal. They're trying to put in part-time work and get full-time results. They want to invest average and get extraordinary. But success doesn't do discounts. It doesn't do shortcuts. It doesn't do favors. You can't charm it. You can't wish for it. You can't beg for it. You either earn it or you don't get it. You either put in the work or you stay where you are. Success demands that you stop blaming others and take ownership. It demands that you stop looking for reasons why it's not working and start working. Stop talking about what you deserve and start doing what's required. And that's the difference between the ones who win and the ones who win and the ones who wish. The winners are the ones who took full responsibility for their outcome. They didn't expect success to owe them anything. They knew they owed it everything. When you owe success, you stop being reactive and start being intentional. You stop waiting for the perfect conditions and you start creating momentum no matter the circumstances. You stop waiting for support and you start becoming your own motivation. You stop needing validation and you start becoming obsessed with execution. Could you understand? It's on you. It always has been. And that's not a burden. It's a gift. Because if it's on you, then that means you have control. Success isn't going to meet you halfway. It's going to wait on the other side of pain, on the other side of resistance, on the other side of everything you fear and everything you avoid. And it's only when you cross that line, only when you say, I'm done being casual with my goals, only when you treat your dream like it's your duty. That's when success starts moving in your direction. Because you paid your dues. You gave your dues. You proved you're serious. You owe success your focus in a world full of distractions. Every notification, every temptation, every voice telling you to relax, to slow down, to take it easy. That's the enemy of your purpose. And if you let those voices win, if you let those distractions steal your time, then don't be surprised when success passes you by. Because it doesn't wait for people who are halfway in. It doesn't wait for people who hesitate. It waits for people who move with urgency, who guard their time like it's gold, who understand that every moment wasted is momentum loss. Success demands that you grow, that you level up, that you become someone who can handle the blessing you're asking for. It demands that you develop discipline when you'd rather have comfort, that you train your mind to believe when everything around you is saying quit, that you learn to lead yourself before you lead anyone else, that you show up with character, with grit, with humility, and with hunger. Success doesn't come to the person who wants it the most. It comes to the person who works for it the longest. It's not about intensity, it's about consistency. Can you show up on the days when you don't feel like it? Can you push forward when nothing seems to be working? Can you keep your head up when it looks like you're falling behind? Can you grind without applause, without a crowd, without recognition? Just because you said you would, that's what success respects. That's what it responds to. You owe success your patience because it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to unfold the way you want it to. There will be setbacks, delays, disappointments, but that's not the time to question the process. That's the time to double down. That's the time to stay rooted in your why. That's the time to remind yourself that if you keep planting seeds, the harvest will come. Not on your schedule, but right on time. You owe success your pain. Every tear, every failure, every heartbreak, every closed door, all of it, use it. Don't waste it. Don't complain about it. Don't let it break you. Let it build you. Let it fuel your fire. Let it push you harder. Let it make you so relentless that nothing can stop you. Not fear, not fear, not fair, not fatigue. Because when you use your pain, you turn your past into power. You turn your scars into stories. You turn your struggle into strength. You owe success your total focus, your unwavering belief, your deepest commitment. This isn't a game. This isn't a phase. This is your life. And if you want it to mean something, if you want to leave something behind, if you want to stand for something greater than yourself, then you got to go all in. No more halfway, no more someday, no more maybe later. Right now, today, this moment, you owe it. So stop acting like success is supposed to find you. Start acting like you're going to chase it down. Stop waiting for the right time. Start making time. Stop expecting something for nothing. Start giving everything. So success never owed you anything. But you owe it everything. Your habits must match your hustle. It's not enough to just grind hard every now and then. It's not enough to be intense for a week and then fall off the next. Hustle without habits is wasted energy. It's inconsistent. It's unstable. And it will never take you to the highest level. If you really want to win, if you really want to elevate, you have to build habits that stay in your hustle. Your daily routine that defines your destiny, not just the moments of hype or the days you feel inspired. Anybody can show up once. Anybody can give effort when it's convenient. But it's the ones who create systems, who build discipline, who lock in regardless of how they feel. Those are the ones who rise. You see, hustle is what you do. Habits are who you are. You can fake hustle. You can post about it. You can talk loud. You can stay busy, but your habits tell the truth. Your habits expose whether you're serious or not, whether you're committed or just excited, whether you're built for this or just playing around. Because when the motivation fades, and it always fades, your habits are what will carry you. Your habits are your safety net. They keep you in motion when the feelings disappear. When you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you're discouraged, your habits keep showing up even when you want to quit. Every day, your habits are either pushing you closer to your goals or pulling you further away. There is no neutral. You're either building momentum or breaking it. And if your habits aren't aligned with your vision, your hustle means nothing. You can't say you want to be elite and keep living like everybody else. You can't talk about being the best and keep sleeping in, wasting time, skipping steps. You can't expect to dominate the competition if you're not willing to dominate your routine. Your habits have to be a reflection of your goals. If you say you want to be great, then greatness better be baked into your morning. Greatness better be present in how you study, how you train, how you eat, how you plan, how you speak. You can't just hustle when it's convenient. You have to build habits that make the hustle your lifestyle. Most people want results without structure. They want the reward without the rhythm. But success is systematic. Champions aren't created by luck or chance. They're created by consistent, intentional action over time. They don't wait for greatness to happen. They create it brick by brick, habit by habit. They design their day around their goal. They build a life that supports their grind, not one that competes with it. They know that your environment, your schedule, your mindset, they all have to work together. Because if your habits are weak, your hustle won't last. You can work hard, but if you don't wake up with a plan, you're just guessing. You can put in hours, but if you don't have structure, you're wasting effort. You can grind until you're exhausted, but if your habits don't reinforce your purpose, you're just spinning your wheels. Hustle alone doesn't guarantee growth. Disciplined hustle does. Focused hustle, directed hustle, Hustle that's supported by routines that you execute daily, without excuse, without negotiation. That means waking up with purpose, not just waking up. That means blocking time, protecting your schedule, and eliminating distractions. That means saying no to things that don't align with where you're going. That means developing the self-control to stick to the process even when it's boring, even when it's slow, even when nobody else is watching. Because the truth is, most of your growth happens in silence. Most of your progress happens in the daily decisions that no one sees. It's the way you show up in private that determines how you shine in public. And let's be clear, habits aren't just about time management. Habits are about energy management, mental discipline, emotional focus. It's not just what you do, it's how you do it. Are you intentional with your actions? Are you locked in? Are you eliminating wasted motion? Or are you busy but unproductive? Are you chasing tasks or building legacy? You can hustle all day, but if your habits are reactive instead of proactive, you're losing time. You're leaking greatness. The people who win are the ones who have trained themselves to win. Not once a week, but daily. They've made excellence automatic. They've made focus routine. They've made resilience a reflex. And they did it by building habits that reinforce the hustle, not habits that sabotage. They don't leave their success to chance. They build a foundation brick by brick. Repetition, precision, discipline. That's what separates the pros from the amateurs. Not talent, not hype, habits. So if you say you want to be successful, stop asking how hard you should hustle and start asking what habits you need to build to sustain that hustle. Do you have a morning routine that primes your mind for greatness? Do you have a work process that keeps you focused? Do you have a reset strategy for when life hits you with adversity? Or are you just grinding without direction? Just moving without momentum? Because the grind without habits is just chaos. It leads to burnout. It leads to inconsistency. It leads to disappointment. But when your hustle is backed by strong habits, you become dangerous. You become efficient. You become lethal. You become unstoppable because you're no longer dependent on motivation or external validation. You move with purpose. You execute with precision. You dominate with consistency. Building those habits isn't easy. It takes time. It takes awareness. It takes sacrifice. You have to audit yourself daily. You have to check your routines. You have to eliminate what's holding you back. You have to add what's pushing you forward. You have to stay disciplined even when it's hard, even when it's boring, even when the results aren't instant. But that's what greatness demands. That's what transformation requires. If you're not willing to pay that price, then don't expect to receive the reward. Don't tell me you want to be world class if your habits are average. Don't tell me you want to be remembered if your daily actions are forgettable. Don't tell me you're all in. Your routine reflects comfort instead of commitment. Let your habits speak louder than your words. Let your daily actions prove that your hustle isn't temporary. It's who you are. The greatest enemy of your hustle isn't your competition. It's your inconsistency. It's those silent moments when you decide to slack instead of staying sharp. It's those small choices that compound over time, either building your breakthrough or burying your potential. That's why you have to own every day. Control every variable you can. Execute every habit that moves you closer to the dream. Because when your habits match your hustle, your success becomes inevitable. When your routine supports your mission, your grind becomes sustainable. When your actions match your ambition, your vision becomes reality. You don't have to chase opportunity, it finds you. You don't have to force results, they flow. You don't have to beg for progress. It happens naturally because you're aligned, locked in, disciplined, relentless. That's what separates the good from the great. That's what elevates the dreamers into doers. That's what turns potential into power. Not random effort, not occasional greatness, but daily discipline, relentless focus, habits that match the hustle every single day. You don't get what you want. You get what you earn every single day. Too many people want success, but they treat it like a birthday gift. They expect someone to give it to them. They think they deserve it because they've been through pain, because they've been loyal, because they've waited long enough. But life doesn't work like that. Success doesn't respond to how long you've waited. Success responds to how hard you grind. You don't get to clock in when you feel like it and expect life to pay you full wages. See, You gotta wake up every day with a mindset that says, I might have killed it yesterday, but today I have to earn it again. Your dreams don't care about your past success. Your goals don't care what you did last week. What are you doing today? Right now, that's what matters. And listen to me, the rent for greatness is due every day, and it's never paid off. You think Kobe stopped training after a championship? You think Beyonce stopped rehearsing because the crowd screamed last night? No, they earn it again the next day, because consistency is the difference between average and phenomenal. You say you want to be great, then make a habit out of excellence. Make sacrifice your standard. Make pressure your home. Because while the world's sleeping, you're training. While others are posting, you're practicing. While most are waiting, you're working every single day. You don't owe the world your potential. You owe it your performance. You owe it your discipline, your grind, your consistency. Every single day you wake up, it's a new scoreboard, a new race, a new war. You don't get to carry over the points from yesterday. You don't get to ride the momentum of your past victories. Life doesn't work like that. Life resets. Success resets. And you better reset too. You better wake up with the hunger of someone who hasn't eaten in days. You better chase it like your back's against the wall, because it is. Every day is a new bill. It's not money. It's not words. It's not potential. The payment is sweat. The payment is grind. The payment is showing up even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Most people think success is owed to them because they've suffered, because they've been through pain, because life was hard. But pain isn't a down payment. Pain doesn't guarantee a payout. You can be in pain and still lose. You can be in pain and still be lazy. You can be in pain and still not show up. So understand something. Your pain is part of the process, but your response to that pain is the price. Potential is loud, performance is quiet. Everyone loves to talk about what they could do, what they want to do, what they might become. But the people who actually make it, they don't talk. They do. They don't flex. They execute. They don't sit around dreaming. They grind while others sleep. Stop walking around waiting on somebody to see your value. Stop hoping somebody notices your hunger. Life is not a waiting game. Life is a proving ground. Every day you wake up, you're stepping onto that field again. And every day you got to perform like it's the Super Bowl. No timeouts, no excuses. Just execution. You think greatness is handed out like candy? You think the people at the top just stumbled their way there? No, they earned it in silence. They earned it in isolation. They earned it while being doubted, while being misunderstood. And they earned it every single day. When they were tired, they trained. When they were broke, they studied. When they were hurt, they still showed up, because they weren't chasing applause. They were chasing legacy. That's the problem with most people. They're addicted to applause. They want the lights. They want the praise. They want the praise. But what happens when nobody's clapping? What happens when nobody's watching? Can you still show up? Can you still grind when the lights are off? Can you still sweat when it's just you and your dreams? Because if you can't, you're not ready. You're not hungry. You're not real. Real grinders, real lions, they earn it when no one's watching. They pay in silence. And the reward, it shows up when it's time. Every single day you wake up, you're in debt. Not to the world, not to your past. You're in debt to the dream you said you wanted, the life you claimed you would build, the legacy you swore you'd leave behind. You owe that dream everything. So stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting to feel inspired. Stop waiting to feel motivated. None of that matters. What matters is whether or not you're willing to pay the price and sweat. Every day, no breaks, no off days. No, I'm not feeling, but just commitment, just hunger, just discipline. You want to be great, but you don't want to sweat. You want to be respected, but you don't want to sacrifice. You want success, but you're not willing to go get it. And that's why most people stay stuck, because they think desire is enough. They think if they want it bad enough, it'll come to them. But it won't. It doesn't matter how bad you want it. It matters how hard you work for it. It matters how consistent you are. It matters whether or not you show up when it's inconvenient, uncomfortable, and uncertain. You want to build something real? You want to become something rare? Then pay what you owe, not with your mouth, with your effort, not with your hope, with your habits. It's not about what you say you'll do, it's about what you actually do. Because the scoreboard don't lie. The mirror don't lie. The work don't lie. You either earned it or you did. You either put in the reps or you didn't. You either gave everything or you made excuses. The people who win, they don't have more time. They just value it more. They don't have fewer problems. They just push through them. They don't have more talent. They just work harder, smarter, and longer. They outlast. They outdiscipline. They outgrind. And when the world asks them how they did it, they don't say luck. They don't say chance. They say, I earned it. Every single day. You gotta wake up every day and pay the toll. You gotta stop treating today like it owes you something. Today owes you nothing. Today is a blank check. But whether or not it cashes out depends on what you deposit. You can deposit excuses or you can deposit effort. You can deposit distractions or you can deposit discipline. But don't expect to cash out with greatness if all you're given is convenience. You're not owed anything, but you're capable of everything. Stop walking around like the world owes you results, like your past struggle owes you a future blessing. If you want the blessing, go earn it. If you want the crown, carry the weight. If you want the throne, fight for it. Stop waiting for somebody to hand it to you. It's not coming. But the good news, you already have what you need. You already have the power. You already have the vision. Now it's time to do the work. You don't owe the world your excuses. You don't owe it your pain story. You owe it your proof. You owe it your grind. You owe it your transformation. So every day, wake up and remind yourself, I haven't arrived. I'm not finished. I'm not satisfied. There's more to earn, more to become, more to build. So let's go get it. Let's grind. Let's sacrifice. Let's do the reps. Let's live in the gym, in the books, in the process. And when the day ends, look back and ask, did I pay what I owe today? And if you did, go pay double tomorrow. You were built to work, built to rise. So go earn. So go earn it, not just once, not just when it's easy, not just when people are cheering, every single day. Every single day you wake up, you're planting seeds. Seeds of action, seeds of thought, seeds of effort, seeds of intention. And what you plant is what will grow. You don't get to escape that principle. You don't get to pray your way around that. You don't get to cheat the system or fast track your way into greatness. You reap what you earn daily, not yearly, not monthly, daily. That's the principle. That's the law. It's the truth. People talk about destiny like it's some magical future waiting for them to show up. But destiny is crafted one day at a time. It's not given, it's earned. And you earn it by the grind, by the effort, by the sacrifice you put in each and every day when nobody's watching. You don't get to do average work on Monday and expect a championship ring on Sunday. It doesn't work like that. You don't get to slack on the little things and expect to be trusted with the big thing. It's that promotion, that breakthrough, that respect. It all comes after consistent effort. After you've proven that you're not just wishing, you're working. You have to match the level of your dreams with the level of your discipline. That means showing up even when you don't feel like it, pushing when it's uncomfortable, grinding when it's inconvenient. Because the ones who succeed, they don't just want it. They work for it. And they work for it every single day. Not when the mood hits, not when the stars align, but daily. Let me ask you, what are you earning right now? Not what are you wishing for, not what are you talking about. What are your actions earning you today? Because if you got big dreams, but your work ethic is inconsistent, you're not earning greatness, you're renting it. And when you rent something, you don't get to keep it. It gets taken back. But when you earn it, it's yours, you own it. Nobody can take it from you, nobody can question it. It's yours because you earned it. But that earning doesn't happen once, it happens every day. If you earned it yesterday and you slack today, you're giving it back. That's how fast the game moves. And here's the part most people don't want to accept. You can't store up effort like money in a bank. You can't say, I worked hard last week, so I can chill today. Life doesn't keep a tab for you. It checks your daily deposit. And if there's nothing in there today, you're broke. Yeah, spiritually broke. Mentally broke. Hustle broke. You're starting from zero again. So you better bring it every day. You better earn it every day. And the crazy part, sometimes you're earning and still not seeing results. Sometimes you're grinding and it looks like nothing is happening. But that doesn't mean the seeds aren't growing. It doesn't mean the work is wasted. It means you're still in the planting phase. You're still earning, and the harvest is coming, but only if you keep going. That's why consistency is the separator. Consistency is what turns talent into greatness. It's what turns effort into elevation. You want to see what someone's about? Don't look at their highlight reel. Look at their habits. Look at their Mondays, their Thursdays, their rainy days, their tired days. Because that's where the real story is written. The great ones, they don't take days off from excellence. They don't negotiate with effort. They wake up and go get it because they understand this truth. Life pays out what you put in, period. You put in average, you get average. You put in excellence, you get elevation. But you got to put in daily. And here's another thing. What you're earning, you're also becoming. You're not just earning money, you're earning character. You're earning resilience. You're earning credibility. You're earning leadership. Every time you push past your limits, you're becoming a stronger version of yourself. Every time you show up early, stay late, push harder, you're shaping your identity, and identity is powerful. Because when you become the kind of person who earns it every day, you stop hoping and start expecting. You walk different, you talk different. You no longer try to fit in. You start to stand out because you've been fired, you put in the work, and you know your worth. So don't look around wondering why somebody else is being blessed. Don't envy someone else's harvest. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, did I earn today? Did I contribute value? Because that's what determines the outcome. That's what separates winners from wishers. Action, effort, repetition. Let me be clear. It's not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about being consistent. It's about refusing to go to bed knowing you left something in the tank. That's what it looks like. You show up when you're tired. You focus when you're distracted. You lead when you're unsure. You believe when nobody else does. And you keep showing up day after day, hour after hour, until what you earn becomes undeniable. Because the truth is, you don't get what you want. You get what you work for. You don't get what you pray for. You get what you grind for. You don't get what you post about. You get what you sweat for. And when you understand that, you'll stop waiting on blessings to drop out of the sky, and you'll start waking up every day ready to earn yours. So if today is the only day you got, how are you going to earn it? If this is your one shot, your one opportunity to make something count, how are you going to show up? Because tomorrow isn't promised. Results don't come from intentions. Success doesn't respect potential. It respects work. It respects execution. It respects the ones who keep showing up, who keep building, who keep believing, who keep earning. Not once, not sometime, but every single day. Success is rented, not owned, and the rent is due every single day. Too many people walk through life thinking that once they achieve something, they can relax, sit back, and enjoy the rewards forever. Think one win is enough to carry them through the rest of their lives. But the truth is, success doesn't work like that. It's not a one-time payment. It's not a trophy you put on the shelf and never touch again. Success is a lease that expires at midnight, and you have to wake up every single morning ready to pay for it again. If you don't, you lose it. If you don't put in the work, you can't keep it. That's why the first principle of greatness is understanding that success is never permanent. It's rented, and your effort is the only currency that keeps it in your life. When you look at the most successful people in the world, whether they are athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders, or artists, they never stop grinding. The best basketball players in the world still get up at 5 in the morning to shoot thousands of shots. The best musicians in the world still practice like they're broke and trying to make it. The most successful business owners still study their craft, still show up to work before everyone else, still innovate, still hustle. Why? Because they know that yesterday's grind doesn't guarantee today's success. They know that the competition never sleeps, that someone else is hungry, someone else is working, someone else is trying to take their spot. If you want to stay on top, you have to work like you're still at the bottom. The problem with most people is they celebrate too early. They get a promotion and stop working like they used to. They make a little money and stop hustling. They get a small win and start acting like they've arrived. That's why they can't keep what they earn. That's why they fall back down. It's not because they didn't have talent. It's not because they weren't good enough. It's because they thought success was permanent. They thought success was something you could own. You can't own it. You can only rent. It can only rent is due every day. If you stop paying, if you stop showing up, If you stop doing the work, you lose it all. So when I say success is rented, I mean you have to wake up every single day and prove that you still deserve it. You have to prove that you still want it as bad as you did when you were chasing it. You have to prove that you're willing to put in the same energy, the same sacrifice, the same hunger you had when you were broke, when you were unknown, when you were fighting for respect. The rent doesn't get cheaper when you get successful. It gets more expensive. The higher you climb, the more the world demands from you, the more discipline you need, the more sacrifices you have to make, the more consistent you have to become. Think about a champion boxer. When they win the belt, they don't just hold it forever. They have to defend it. Every fight, they have to step back into the ring and prove they're still the best. They can't take a year off, eat junk food, stop training, and expect to keep that title. Someone will come along and take it. Life works the same way. You can't win once and expect to keep winning forever without putting in the work. Every day is a fight. Every day is a battle. Every day is a test to see if you still have the fire, if you still have the discipline, if you still have the hunger. When you wake up in the morning, you have to remind yourself that yesterday's effort was yesterday's rent. Today you owe again. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your family. You owe it to your dreams to put in the work again. And it doesn't matter how tired you are. It doesn't matter how many excuses you can come up with. It doesn't matter how unfair life feels sometimes. The rent is still due. The question is, are you going to pay it or not? Are you going to show up or not? Are you going to do the work or not? There are people out there who want what you want. They want the promotion. They want the championship. They want the money. They want the recognition. They want the opportunity. And they're willing to pay the rent every single day. If you're not willing to pay it, they'll take your spot. They'll outwork you. They'll out-hustle you. They'll outlast you. That's why you can never get comfortable. Comfort is the enemy of growth. The moment you get comfortable is the moment you stop paying rent. And the moment you stop paying rent is the moment success gets taken away from you. Some of you are waiting for motivation to show up before you start paying rent. You're waiting to feel good, to feel inspired, to feel ready. But success doesn't care about your feelings. The rent is due whether you're motivated or not. The rent is due whether you're tired or not. The rent is due whether life is going your way or not. Champions understand this. They do the work whether they feel like it or not. They pay the rent no matter how they feel, because they know the price of success doesn't go down just because they're having a bad day. And here's the powerful part. When you embrace this mindset, when you accept that success is rented and you're willing to pay the price daily, you start living differently. You stop wasting time. You stop procrastinating. You stop thinking you have tomorrow guaranteed. You wake up with urgency. You wake up with purpose. You wake up ready to grind because you know today's payment is due and you refuse to fall behind. That mindset separates winners from losers, champions from quitters, the great from the average. Every day you have to look at yourself in the mirror and ask, did I pay my rent today? Did you put in the work? Did you give it your best? Did you show up even when you didn't feel like it? Because if you did, you can't complain about why success isn't staying in your life. You can't complain about why opportunities are passing you by. You can't complain about why you keep falling short. The truth is you stop paying the price. You stop respecting the grind. You thought you could get away with doing less, but success doesn't work like that. You have to be relentless. You have to commit to excellence daily. You have to outwork who you were yesterday. It's not about competing with other people as much as it's about competing with yourself. Every day you should be asking, did I do better than yesterday? Because if you're not improving, you're falling behind. If you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not paying rent, you're being evicted. Evicted from your goals, evicted from your potential, evicted from the life you said you wanted. So stop thinking success is a one-time thing. Stop thinking that once you get there, you can relax. Understand that the grind never stops. Understand that every single day is an opportunity to prove that you still deserve to be here, that you still deserve that dream, that you still deserve that spot. If you want to keep it, you have to keep working for it. If you want to stay successful, you have to keep paying the rent. And if you do that long enough, consistently enough, passionately enough, you won't just rent success. You will live in it, but only if you pay what it costs every single day. Your excuses don't matter. Only your effort does. Too many people spend their whole lives explaining why they're not where they want to be. They talk about how they didn't get the right start in life, how nobody supported them, how the system is unfair, how the world doesn't give them opportunities. They spend hours telling their story of why they can't, but they forget that excuses never build anything. Excuses never paid a bill. Excuses never changed a life. Excuses never moved someone from the bottom to the top. The only thing that changes your life is effort. Relentless, consistent, focused effort. The kind that doesn't stop when things get hard. You can't excuse your way to success, but you can grind your way there. Every single person who ever made it had a reason to quit. Every single champion had a moment where they could have said, "This is too hard, I'm done." Every successful entrepreneur has faced failure. Every athlete has faced injury. Every student has faced doubt. Every dreamer has faced fear. But what separated the ones who made it from the ones who didn't was effort. They chose to work despite the excuses that would have been easy to lean on. They chose to show up when everything in their life told them to stay home. They chose to keep fighting when quitting would have been more comfortable. Effort is the difference maker. Effort is what turns pain into progress, struggle into strength, failure into lessons, and dreams into reality. The truth is, excuses feel good in the moment. They let you off the hook. They let you sleep in when you said you were going to wake up early. They let you scroll through your phone instead of working on your goals. They let you blame the world instead of taking responsibility. But that feeling is temporary, and it's expensive. Because every time you choose an excuse, you're choosing to delay your own success. Every time you choose an excuse, you're saying that your comfort is more important than your future. Every time you choose an excuse, you're giving your power away. You're telling life, "I can't change, I can't grow, I can't do better," and life will believe you. Effort doesn't care about circumstances. It doesn't care about where you started, what you have or what you had, or what you don't have. Effort is universal. It's available to everyone, no matter who you are or where you come from. You might not be the smartest person in the room. You might not have the most talent. You might not have the most resources, but you can control your effort. You can control how hard you work, how focused you are, how committed you stay. And if you stay consistent long enough, effort can beat talent. Effort can beat privilege. Effort can beat luck. The person who works when no one else is working will eventually rise above the person who had every advantage but didn't put in the grind. When you start putting in real effort, everything changes. You start seeing results, maybe not overnight, but gradually. You start gaining confidence because you know you're doing the work. You stop comparing yourself to other people because you know you're giving your best. Then you start to realize that the only thing that was ever holding you back was you. It wasn't your past, it wasn't your environment, it wasn't the economy, it was your own excuses. And when you let those excuses go, when you start putting in daily effort, you become unstoppable. Because effort creates momentum, and momentum creates opportunity, and opportunity creates transformation. But here's the part most people don't want to hear. Effort is hard. Real effort is uncomfortable. It forces you to wake up early when you want to sleep in. It forces you to stay late when you want to go home. It forces you to keep pushing even when your body is tired and your mind is screaming at you to stop. That's why most people choose excuses, because they're easy. Excuses let you stay comfortable. But if you keep choosing comfort over effort, you will stay exactly where you are. Your dreams will stay dreams. Your goals will stay on paper. Your potential will never be reached. And years from now, you'll look back and realize you didn't fail because life was unfair. You failed because you didn't put in the work. Effort is also honest. It doesn't lie to you. It gives you exactly what you put into it. If you give 50%, you get 50% results. If you give 100%, you get closer to 100% of your potential. That's why effort is so powerful, because you control it. No one can stop you from working hard. No one can stop you from showing up. No one can stop you from trying again when you fail. The only person who can stop you is you. And the only way to beat yourself is to refuse to listen to your excuses and start showing up for yourself day after day, no matter how you feel. Think about the moments when you almost quit, but did. Think about the times when you kept going, even though everything in you wanted to stop. Those are the moments that shape you. Those are the moments that make you stronger. Those are the moments that separate the winners from the losers. You don't become great when everything is easy. You become great when everything is hard and you keep going anyway. Everything is hard and you keep going anyway. That's what effort does. It builds your character. It builds your resilience. It builds your strength. You have to get to a point where your effort becomes bigger than your excuses, where your desire to succeed is stronger than your desire to stay comfortable, where you stop looking for reasons why you can and start finding ways you can, where you stop waiting for the perfect conditions and start working with what you have right now. Because if you wait for everything to be perfect before you start putting in the effort, you'll never start. And if you never start, you'll never finish. Effort is about taking action now with whatever you have, wherever you are, and trusting that if you keep going, you'll get where you need to be. The beautiful thing about effort is that it compounds. The more you work, the stronger you get. The more you show up, the more consistent you become. The more consistent you become, the more progress you see. And that progress becomes addictive. Once you start seeing the results of your hard work, you won't want to go back to excuses. You'll realize that excuses never gave you anything, but effort gave you everything. You'll realize that effort was the bridge between the life you had and the life you wanted. And once you cross that bridge, you'll never want to go back. So stop telling the world why you can't and start showing the world that you can. Stop talking about your problems and start working on your solutions. Stop blaming everything outside of you and start taking control of everything inside of you. Your life can change, but only if you put in the work. Your dreams can become reality, but only if you show up every single day and do what needs to be done. Your future can be bigger than your past, but only if you stop letting excuses control your present. Every morning when you wake up, you have a choice. You can choose to listen to your excuses, or you can choose to give effort. You can choose to stay comfortable, or you can choose to grow. You can choose to stay where you are, or you can choose to move closer to your goals. But you can't choose both. You can't choose excuses and expect success at the same time. Success belongs to the people who work for it, who grind for it, who refuse to quit no matter what. It belongs to the people who understand that effort is greater than excuses always. So today, stop talking and start doing. Stop wishing and start working. Stop complaining and start committing. Your excuses won't get you there, but your effort will. Every rep you do, every page you write, every call you make, every hour you put in, every sacrifice you make, it all counts. It all matters. It all adds up. And one day you'll look back and realize that the effort you put in was a thing that changed your life. Consistency is king, and it is the foundation on which every great success story is built. People often underestimate the power of showing up every single day and giving their best even when they don't feel like it. They think greatness is about one big moment, one lucky break, one burst of motivation that changes everything. But the truth is, greatness is about the small, quiet, consistent actions you take over and over again long after the excitement wears off. Wow. Consistency is the secret weapon of champions, the thing that separates the dreamers from the doers, the talkers from the achievers. You cannot become excellent doing something once in a while. You become excellent by doing it again and again and again until it becomes who you are. Consistency is hard because it asks you to keep going even when the results aren't immediate. It asks you to show up when no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when no one is clapping, when no one is posting about it. It asks you to do the work even when you are tired, even when you are uninspired, even when you are frustrated. It is easy to work hard for one day. It is easy to grind for 1 week. It's easy to be disciplined for 1 month. But consistency asks you to keep going month after month, year after year, until your habits have built a life that matches your vision. That is why most people quit, because they expect overnight results. And when they don't see them, they stop. They fail to understand that consistency is a slow process, but it is the most powerful process. Every great athlete you admire became great, not because they played one good game, but because they trained every day, practiced every day, disciplined their bodies every day, and kept improving a little bit at a time. Every great entrepreneur didn't build a business in a day. They showed up every single morning, solved problems, took risks, and kept building until their dream became a reality. Every great author didn't write a book in a single sitting. They wrote page after page, day after day, even on the days when the words didn't come easily. The world rewards consistency because consistency builds trust, builds skill, builds mastery, and builds results that cannot be denied. The truth about consistency is that it's not about being perfect. It's about refusing to quit. It's about getting back up every time you fall. It's about sticking to the plan even when life throws distractions in your way. Some days you will feel strong. Some days you will feel weak. Some days you will feel like giving up. But consistency asks you to keep moving forward regardless. It's about being disciplined enough to do the thing whether you feel like it or not. Your feelings are temporary, but the results of your consistency are permanent. Consistency also creates momentum. The more you show up, the easier it becomes to keep showing up. The more disciplined you are, the stronger your self-control becomes. The more you practice, the better you get. That's why consistency is so powerful. It multiplies your effort over time. Small daily actions turn into big results when compounded over weeks, months, and years. Missing one day might not seem like a big deal, but when you miss one day, then two, then three, you lose momentum. And when you lose momentum, it becomes harder to start again. That's why consistency is about staying on track, even when it's inconvenient, even when life gets busy, even when no one is holding you accountable. You hold yourself accountable because you know where you're going and you refuse to stop moving toward it. When you are consistent, you build credibility with yourself. You start to trust yourself because you know you'll keep your promises. You stop being the kind of person who says they'll start tomorrow and never does. You become the kind of person who follows through. And when you build that trust with yourself, your confidence skyrockets. You no longer need external validation because you know deep down that you are doing the work. You know that you are keeping your commitments. You know that you are staying true to your vision. That self-trust becomes unshakable because it's built on action, not empty words. One of the biggest mistakes people make is relying only on motivation to get things done. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. But consistency is what keeps you going when motivation disappears. There will be mornings when you wake up tired. There will be days when you don't want to go to the gym, don't want to work on your business, don't want to study, don't want to practice. Those are the days that matter most because those are the days that build mental toughness. Anybody can work hard when they feel good. Champions work hard even when they don't. That is the difference between average and great. Greatness is built on doing the things that need to be done, whether you feel like it or not. Consistency also forces you to be patient. Consistency also forces you to be patient. It teaches you that results take time. We live in a world that wants everything instantly, instant fame, instant money, instant gratification. But real growth doesn't happen instantly. It happens gradually like a seed growing underground before it breaks through the soil. You might not see the progress at first, but if you stay consistent, you will eventually see the results. The key is to trust the process and not give up before the breakthrough comes. Most people quit right before they were about to win. They stopped watering the seed right before it was going to grow. Don't let that be you. Stay consistent until the results show up. And when they do, stay consistent to keep them. Consistency is also a reflection of your priorities. If something matters to you, you will find a way to be consistent with it. If you say you want to be healthy, you keep skipping workouts, you don't have a workout problem. You have a priority problem. If you say you want to build a business, but you only work on it when it's convenient, you don't have a time problem. You have a commitment problem. Consistency is proof that you truly value something. It's proof that your actions match your words. And if your actions don't match your words, you have to be honest with yourself and make a change. When you start living with consistency, people will notice. They will see that you are serious, that you are reliable, that you are not just talking, but actually doing. Opportunities will start to find you because people trust consistent people. They trust people who keep showing up. They trust people who do what they say they're going to do. Consistency builds a reputation that opens doors. People will want to work with you, support you, invest in you because they know you are dependable. They know you will not quit when things get tough. But the biggest reward of consistency is not just external success. It is the person you become along the way. Consistency shapes you. It builds your character, your discipline, your mental toughness. It transforms you into someone who is reliable, someone who can be counted on, someone who is strong enough to stick to something even when it's hard. That version of you will achieve things you never thought possible because you would have developed the mindset and the habit to keep going no matter what. So make the decision today to be consistent. Not for a day, not for a week, not until you feel tired, but for as long as it takes. Show up when it's hard. Show up when it's boring. Show up when it's lonely. Keep showing up until the vision you have in your mind becomes the life you are living. And when you get there, keep showing up to maintain it, to grow it, to protect it. Because consistency isn't just about reaching the destination. It's about becoming the kind of person who never stops growing, never stops working, never stops moving forward. That is why consistency is king, because it makes everything else possible.